Hey everyone, welcome to Gameplay First, where fun is second to none. My name's Tyler, and I too believe that every action we take has a consequence. Like most people who aren't horrible or stupid, I love Double Fine. Can you tell? But it's not hard to understand why. They're easily one of the best game developers in the industry. Double Fine does something very few developers do nowadays. They try something new and different with every game. And their latest release was an adventure platformer directed by none other than the father of adventure games himself, Ron Gilbert. So grab your climbing gear and your little hard hat with the light on it, because this week we're exploring Ron Gilbert's The Cave. It's been far too long since Ron Gilbert has brought us an adventure game. Yeah, he worked on Deathspank and he consulted on the Telltale Monkey Island series, and he's worked with Double Fine in the past, but The Cave is the first honest-to-goodness adventure game he's headed up since Day of the Tentacle. I was pretty excited when this was announced last year at E3, and I was even more excited when I got to talk to him face-to-face about it, and he didn't immediately call security. The game itself is actually pretty simple, and that's not a bad thing. Whether you're using the keyboard and the mouse or the gamepad, the controls are absolutely solid, and the story? Well, the story's where things get good.
Welcome to The Cave. That's me, The Cave. Yes, I'm a talking cave. Don't laugh. It makes dating hell.
That's right, The Cave itself is a sentient, omniscient narrator of the game's story. Now, if you remember Maniac Mansion, at the beginning of the game you got to choose 3 characters to play as and switch between them as you explored the game world. Well, it's the same principle here. You select the characters from the 7 available, and the game's puzzles will change depending upon which characters you're playing as. This actually gives the game some pretty good replay value, considering that the game itself will fundamentally change depending upon who you're playing as. Some of the areas will be the same, and some of the puzzles will be the same, but each time you play the game with different characters, you'll have access to a new area, new puzzles, and a new look into that character's demented psyche. Each of the characters want to journey into the cave to find the thing that they desire most. The catch is that the cave can make their deepest, darkest secrets and deepest, darkest parts of their souls reality. It's an interesting sort of mini character study for each of these guys, and all of their stories feel like they're right out of a Grimm Brothers fairy tale, a dark and cautionary tale with some humor peppered in and narrated by a sentient cave. So I guess the analogy would work a little better if the Grimm Brothers had been a sentient cave system, but they weren't, so there you go. As we all know, they were actually paranormal detectives. I mean, that's common knowledge, right? As far as the characters themselves go, we've got the Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the Ginger Hillbilly from Looney Tunes, Sheila, Tud Russell's ex-wife from Time Squad, a scientist from The Far Side, Amelia Earhart, the creepy twins from The Shining, and Omi from Shaolin Showdown. The interior of the cave itself is absolutely gorgeous. The game's art style is what I would describe as delightfully dark, and there's a lot of really dark humor to be had here. Fortunately, you can't die in the cave, partially because this is an adventure game, and also because the cave itself doesn't want to get sued again. Actual line from the game. Which brings me to the writing. This game is really, really funny. The cave is really dark in every sense of the word, and the comedy is definitely solid, if a bit grim at times. Honestly, I only had one issue with this game, and that's that the game really could have done with a group up button. A way to make all of the characters kind of group up back together if they're all separated, unless there's like a wall or something in the way. That does happen at specific points in the game, but it would have shaved some of the time off if I could have just made them all group up at one specific point. Oh well, it's one minor imperfection in an otherwise completely solid game. If I had to pick one word to describe this game, I would say darkly charming, and I know that's not one word, but I put a hyphen in. Close enough. Now, to be honest, the cave isn't very long. Unless you get stuck on a puzzle, which is unlikely, considering they're all very well designed and range in difficulty from moderately easy to mildly challenging, you're unlikely to play the game for more than 2 to 3 hours. But because of the amount of characters, you're going to want to go back and play it again so that you can experience the whole game. It's not often that I'll want to keep playing a game after I've finished reviewing it, but I'll be going back to explore the cave some more for sure. For Gameplay First, this is Tyler.
Now wait just one Goomba stomping minute.
What is it, Grandpa Retro? I'm just about to finish this review.
I just finished playing this game. It's just like Maniac Mansion, except... Except it's better! How the heck is that possible? My whole philosophy is simple. Older games, better games. But this just came out and it's fantastic! It's thrown my whole universe out of whack. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know what to believe in anymore. I think I need a hug.
All right. It's okay. For gameplay first, this is Tyler.
And Grandpa Retro.
Signing off. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go console my geriatric roommate.
Will you make me some hot cocoa?
Yes, I'll make you some hot cocoa.
With marshmallows.
And Bailey's Irish cream, just the way you like it.
Oh, you're a good friend.
Don't let my sultry and mysterious voice startle you.